Welcome to the Progressing Recruiters Lives Everywhere podcast, brought to you by Amore Bond. In each episode, we'll be exploring what life is like for those who work in recruitment, from the first weeks of training to the life-changing success stories that can be achieved, all from the people who work in the industry every day. Within recruitment, there are no limits to how far you can progress, and we want to show you how and why choosing to work in recruitment could be the best decision for your life and career. I'm Jenny Walsh, Senior Talent Acquisition Manager at the Amore Bond Group based in Manchester. And in this episode, I'm talking to Anne Jeraie Padre Bien, Recruitment Consultant based in our Amsterdam office. Today, she'll tell us what it's like to start a new career as a recruiter at Amore Bond. So welcome, Anne Jeraie. Thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you for that nice introduction, Jenny, and thank you for having me here.
No problem. So to kick us off, please could you briefly introduce yourself and tell us what you do at Amore Bond?
Okay, so as Jenny already mentioned, my name is Anne Jeraie Padre Bien, and I am a recruitment consultant trainee from Amore Bond. I am 29 years old, recently moved here to the Netherlands because of love. And well, I actually used to live in Germany, in Cologne. And since 2.5 months, I started working for Amore Bond. Life has changed a lot since then.
In such a short time as well.
Definitely a lot happened in a positive way, and I'm looking forward to tell more about my story today.
Excellent. And what was it that actually made you choose a career in recruitment?
Well, basically, I had my first experience encounter with recruitment a year ago when I used to work for another recruitment agency, which was a bit different than this, but I recognized that I really loved the contact with clients, talking to managers, but as well as talking to candidates and finding the right fit or the perfect match for those roles. And I when I started looking for jobs for Amsterdam or for Netherlands, I knew exactly I want to start something with recruitment.
Excellent. And was there anything in particular that made you choose Amoria Bond, or what stood out about this particular opportunity?
Yes, to be honest, from the beginning when I researched about Amore Bond, the the culture that Amore Bond is representing is so different from the other companies that I have been encountered before. It doesn't matter in which area or in which industry it is, but I knew from the beginning this is something which is very important for me, and I mean exactly actually the way how Amoria Bond how should I say it? How Amoria Bond actually encourages their employees to grow professionally.
Yeah.
Um, at first, I knew, okay, I don't have any experiences with any kinds of this professions, recruiting IT managers, engineers, and so on, because this is such a different industry. But I felt so confident to start working for Amore Bond because from the beginning I felt welcomed actually. It doesn't matter from the interview process up to now.
Yeah, and that's so important, isn't it, when you're starting a new job in a
Yeah,
completely different industry. So it's really, really great to hear that that's how you felt.
definitely. It's challenging.
Yeah,
And definitely that's something that I would definitely emphasize because as a recruitment consultant you have different challenges. But it's just the way how I know that I'm very well prepared for the job that I'm doing. Makes it way easier for me to do my job.
yeah, absolutely. That support is invaluable, isn't it? So tell us a little bit more about that. So your first few days, your onboarding process, how was it?
Um, it was a lot of information.
Yep.
I would lie if I say that it was easy because I felt like after the first weeks or actually first day, I felt so tired already because there was a lot of information that I had to absorb. But it was at the same time really fun to see what kind of a welcome processing or onboarding process Amore Bond actually can give us, because it's, first of all, I know exactly what I will gonna encounter for the future. And the first week was learning about what is actually a recruiter. What is it does
Yeah.
a recruitment consultant do? And it's so different in every industry, and in this company it's so unique, and the way how we approach our clients and how we work together with other people is way different. And it's it's so specialized in different areas, and it needs a lot of time to understand the overview of what Amoria Bond actually does, and how we are so different comparing to other industries, comparing to other agencies.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I couldn't agree more. A lot of people, the feedback we say is it's a lot of information to take in, isn't it? But that's because it's so detailed in terms of what we do and how we do it. So, it'd be unnatural if you didn't feel slightly overwhelmed by all that information.
I would lie if I say that it was easy, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Good. And so you've been with us for nearly 3 months now. What would you say have been, I guess, the main things that you've learned, the main things that you've taken away so far?
Well, key takeaways so far for me is not only professionally but also in my daily life, I would say, is how to approach people, not only wanting to get something from them, but how you actually communicate properly in order to get the information that you want, or actually to get the outcome that you are aiming for. As same as time management. I'm so chaotic, as I would say personally, if I wouldn't have a structure, it would just, yeah, everything would gonna fall off on me. So I'm so happy that I have. I'm learning now how to manage my time, how to manage my own business, and actually how to be more, to find out what kind of a recruitment consultant I want to be in the future, who I want to represent. Um, yeah, for Amoria Bond.
Excellent. And that time management piece is a really big piece, isn't it? Because there's so many things to do in the day. You never can get them all done. What would you say on that are the tasks, like the main tasks you've already taken on, and the main kind of activities that you've been doing, to someone who's new in recruitment?
For the first 2 3 weeks, I was way more into contacting clients and candidates. I'm sorry. That means, to do candidate qualification calls with them to find out what are they, in which areas are they actually expert experts in, and how to talk with them properly. And now I'm getting more and more into developing my own business, finding out who is actually a client or potential client within my industry. I am myself specialized in the life science industry, and this is such a big market. So you just do not call any pharma company. You have to know exactly who do you want to approach to, who is the right manager to speak to, and those are things that I'm starting to learn now. And within time, I recognize how what kind of situations I will gonna face, and how can I handle this kind of situation, because there is no written script for any conversation that
Yeah.
you have. You have to find out yourself how to handle this kind of objections, how to be to be more comfortable and to show how competent you're actually in your market, because that was my worst fear at the beginning, still is,
Yeah.
I would say, to not be competent, and to not give my clients actually what they are looking for
Yeah.
or asking for.
And it's like you say, it's really rare anyone comes into Amore Bond knowing and being an expert in the market. And the best way to learn and find out is to speak to people about what they do and what they're looking for. And like you say, having that strategy of who best
Yeah.
to approach. So yeah, excellent. And so far then, Anjay, what would you say have been your biggest successes or moments that you've got to celebrate along the way in your journey?
I would say definitely the way how I talk to managers, and that I have so far reached so many clients, potential clients, in building my own business now is definitely my biggest success. When it comes to numbers, I cannot really say I don't have any jobs so far that I gained, but what I gained from this is the experience in how I can build my relationship with this potential clients in the future. Because this is, I think this is something that I learned through the last almost 3 months, is that building up the relationship is so important, because also the repeating business that we have for the future is important, um, that we have the relationship toward the manager. So I would say that's definitely
Yeah.
a big win. And also, well, gaining more strategy and time management.
Yeah.
Not an expert, but gaining more and more knowledge to that.
Excellent. And what would you say would be your kind of biggest pieces or piece of advice to others who want to start a career in recruitment?
Um, well, being successful as a recruitment consultant, and especially here in Amoria Bond, you definitely have to have your goal, your own goal, what you want to achieve for your professional, but also for your private life. I would say maybe professionally it will come out later on, because then you are gonna have more overview of what Amoria Bond can offer you. But in terms of personality, I would say be persistent, because it's not always easy. It's a nice job because you always have contacts with other people. It's different, but it's also very challenging. And only if you know for yourself what what your own goals are, then you're actually motivated enough to continue and to pursue this job, and enjoy the process, enjoy to learn, enjoy to make mistakes and to learn from it and to grow.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. I think there's certainly sometimes an element of luck in this job as well, isn't there? But I think I don't know what the saying exactly is, but it's hard work creates more luck. So the harder you work, the luckier you get. So it is definitely that persistence piece is really important. So it's a really great thing to highlight. Um, and I guess last but not least, what would you say that you like or you're enjoying about your job the most so far?
Man, it's the people here. Definitely, and the team. It's the whole culture of Amore Bond. It's just so positive. I've never experienced it this kind of way. As I mentioned earlier, um, in my previous jobs, I've never have experienced that I have been welcomed this well, that I have been treated like they really want to help me. Amoria Bond is so into helping me progress to learn. I'm always saying it. My managers, for example, I have so many questions. Sometimes I just don't understand the process, but they're so patient and they give me so much um, yeah, motivation to continue. But also there's this challenge that I want to achieve. I want to achieve my own goals, and they also give me well, enough space to grow. And I think that is so important, because most likely I've experienced it when you start in a new job. Normally you start, you try to find out your way, and if you make mistakes, then you feel so guilty about it. But here, it's so welcome that you are in a learning process in order to be great in what you're doing as a recruitment consultant. So it's definitely the whole culture of our company, Amoria One, but also the people who I work with. And actually, that was the main reason why I started here, because it's just such a very cool and easygoing culture. I mean, everyone's like friends here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so wonderful to hear because it's such a the culture is everything to us, isn't it? So it's so fantastic to hear you've had such a great experience so far. Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us today, Anne Jeraie. I wish you all of the success in the world in your recruitment career with Amore Bond moving forward. And I'm sure that everybody listening today could take something away from today's episode. And for those that aren't already on their recruitment journey, hopefully they feel motivated to pursue a career in recruitment. So thank you very much for tuning in to this episode of the Progressing Recruiters' Lives Everywhere podcast.